Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Plight of Princes. Where last our party left off, they were recovering from a battle in the sewers of the city of Port Lost, having found themselves encountering the cult of the Ma, whilst my dad sings downstairs like a drunken siren. The party were managing to rescue a mermaid from within a trapped cage that had been submerged deep underwater, as well as the supplicants of King, our party's pseudo humanoid, pseudo undead wizard. And in the time of trying to convey language between this person and solve the language boundary, as well as remedying the issues of looting through anything they might find from the actual enemies, they found themselves beset on all sides by this chittering mass of small, almost to the point of like four-legged creatures rushing towards them with masses of needle-like teeth in their jaws. Several attempts of fighting them were had, as well as three or four different attempts to just delay them back a little bit more and a little bit more until the party could get up out of the sewers and close the grate and seal the grate beneath them. They then made their way carrying the mermaid until they were encountered by guards and then the baron of the town. They made their way to the side of the town itself on the dockside by its harbor and let the mermaid back into the sea. There was a siren song that was heard briefly that was quite pleasant, and after a small period of time, I believe I said something along the lines of a few minutes, the several other merfolk appeared. One of which decreed that the baron of the town, having in his negligence allowed this cult to happen, told him to remedy the issues of the cult being within the city. From there, he rewarded Wittick, whom the mermaid had spoken very highly of in the song, to return in 28 days to this spot to receive a gift, as well as receiving 10 pearls each worth 50 gold. They left, and that left the party and the baron. And that's where we ended the session. So, to bring you in, we ended on the harbor. You had the baron to your side, and he had just been more or less threatened into assisting in making sure that this cult was dealt with. As the merfolk left, you can just see the sweat of the bead of sweat down the side of his forehead. Well, that was very assertive. I will have to begin my own investigations in regards to this group. You all have had encounters with them so far. You're people I know have. So I would ask you to return to my home briefly, where you can sit and you can reconvey what information you may to me about these things. Follow me. And he and his two big burly bodyguards make their way, and anyone who follows will follow.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will gladly follow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Good.
I will follow. I'll be a bit paranoid.
Yeah, because you're paranoid enough with today. So you make your way to the. That's for a different set of characters. Where is this character? There it is. You make your way back to the Baron's manor, the manor of Carl Tucker, and you enter in, and there is Master Soren, the Dragonborn butler for the Baron, who takes any coats that you all offer and sets them all up. Baron immediately insists he goes and prepares for tea, which he then goes and does. You're led from the main entry point into the manor. You're led up and to the first room on the left, where you can see that there's the wide open windows that look out onto the harbor. Very much so like a beautiful kind of diamond shapes into the actual glass itself on the frames. And He sits himself down. He's got this very large, like chair that he just sinks into almost, and he's a large, rotund man. So to say he sinks in says a lot. It's a wide chair, goes up maybe about 10 foot high in just beautiful red leather, like dyed leather, with the studs all the way up it. He sits himself down. There's a small, like maybe 2 foot off the ground table in front of him, and there's only like maybe 3 or 4 chairs in the room. But after the tea is brought in and is brewing, there's 3 or 4 kettles brewed and left in their pots. Soren does bring in another 4 chairs, so there's 8 total. I imagine maybe the Warforged won't be sitting, mostly because the chair probably wouldn't be able to withstand it. From there, tea is poured for you all, and Master Storm says, I will prepare for something small for everyone to eat. And at this point, you're realizing that you're probably close to 6 p.m. now.
Ah.
Because you had a long travel in about, so you had a long waiting with the mermaids. You were trying to heal in the sewers as well as a long walk in the sewers.
Yeah.
You are all tired. You've been going flat out. And you had already done stuff in town already the day as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can already just
a little
like,
bit knacked.
A little bit. I do picture Kika saying that.
Honey,
Yes, honey.
a random question.
A random answer. 16.
Are the chairs are they solid all the way down, or do they have a gap in them?
There is a gap in the back of the chairs. Like it's got this kind of like there's the frame itself, and then there's just like 2 wooden pieces that go up and come up together, like almost like reaching the apex of the frame itself at the back of it. So there is space at the back.
Okay, no probs.
As the chairs are brought in and anyone who sits, it's biscuits and buns and a lot of sweet things, a lot of sugared foods are brought out. And once the butler leaves the room, the Baron just like reaches into a pouch, and his cup has his tea in it already, but it's only about half full. You see him undoing the top of the flask, pouring a bit in, closing it, putting it back into his pocket. Right, so begin with, I suppose, the first thing that you've had encountering with these people, and we'll begin from there.
Well, I suppose our first encounter with them was when one firebombed.
No, actually, before then.
My bud, he got he
My brother got shot.
yeah.
I remember this had been reported last night that there was an assault. I take it this is the one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were mugging someone and he tried to step in.
Is he recovering?
He is, yes. With a lot of help.
Well, aside from the apothecary that got bombed today, which I am aware of, Master Quinton's already been in and spoken. He was our best physician, so we're kind of stuck for one in town currently. And he is incredibly low on supplies. As such, I would have offered your brother any medical aid, but he might need to go back to Neverwinter for longer care. It's the only place nearby that I could trust.
Well, to be fair, sir, Quentin did in fact help a great deal in keeping my butt very, very stable. Something in which I'm grateful for, and his sis here is very, very grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Well, if he recovers, then marvelous. I was merely attempting to offer. So, an attempted assault and mugging, which led to one of them using what has been referred to by Master Quinton when I spoke to him, a deadly poison. And then your first activity in the next day, you get bombed by one of these people, and there is an assault and murder in the streets. However, due to the nature of these people, I am willing to ignore any such matters, considering the fact that they've nearly cost us an assault from merfolk. With that in mind, how did you find your way to their hideout?
That would be that our friend here, Posey, apparently saw one and was able to put tracking magic on him, which led us towards the sewer, which then led us into their area down there. As we,
My 3 maids went to report the discovery, but were kidnapped in the process.
Well, that means you were also being followed at the same time, then. Okay. With this in mind, I will call up a number of guards and post for... And he just looks about you. I won't lie, you all look a bit exhausted, but I will call for any mercenaries in town that are free for coin to handle the matter. Don't worry. You will be compensated for the time you've already done. But I will send them and guards to handle the situation and do a bit more of an in-depth investigation.
Okay.
What can you tell me about? And you see that he begins getting very fidgety on the side of his chair, like, just kind of doing this kind of thing onto the side of the actual arms of the chair itself, onto like the bend over point, just that to it. What can you tell me about anything they did down there?
I mean, they seem to keep prisoners, and they had some
can
sort
I
of...
insight check him?
Yeah, I was about to say. Except I
Literally
haven't.
sitting here like someone.
Well, I was
I
gonna.
will say.
I would say
Wittig.
I wasn't going to say I was going to insight. I was going to ask somebody to insight because I have a +0, so
Literally.
not me. In the process of messaging
Shit rolls.
someone.
I will say only Wittig will get to. So
Shit rolls.
otherwise everyone will get to make a roll because there's 7 of you fuckers. So
Yeah, no, I don't
gets
want to
it.
make one. I want someone else.
I'm gonna say that it won't be me because I don't have insight.
I probably should have done insight because I
Well,
do
too
have
bad
a
you didn't
+7
say
to it.
You didn't say
Wait,
it,
wait,
so
wait.
that's on you.
Yeah.
So remember that for the future, kids. Decide who should be your inciter and who isn't.
Well, I would have said, except I'm playing a character whose brain is otherwise engaged. So
Yeah, he says something hot.
And I'm just dumb.
Yeah. I know you're not. You're fine.
There's 2 whole people here who have a brain cell to insight check someone.
I have an insight, just not really the intelligence to really think about it that well.
Yeah. Like, my wisdom is not great as a fucking robot.
It's better than half the party, I think. So
Well, that's because I'm proficient in it.
it's better than a 0.
Yeah. But I know. Oh dear God.
So, who's talking then whilst that's happening? Because he did ask a question.
Yeah, they seem to have some need for prisoners. They had a lot of like cages. I think they had some sort of magic as well that they were transforming the cultists into some sort of strange creatures.
That was loud.
Sorry. I think did you just drop your drink?
He did actually drop his cup when you were saying that. Oh. You're certain of this, yes?
I mean, pretty much kind of saw it happen. Like a dude pushed a guy into some water, and then monster popped out.
And then that guy ran away, the magic guy. We don't know where he went.
I could tell that there
And you
was...
describe him,
Yes.
please.
And I describe as much as I saw retrospectively.
You're probably closest, so you probably would have been able to. You were to wait here. He just stands up from his chair.
I just have one question. Are you afraid of being firebombed yourself or something?
You just stepped out of the room the moment you say, "Are you afraid?"
Definitely afraid.
I'm gonna walk over to the nearest window and look out of it.
Make a perception check.
Also, do this count as a short rest?
Oh, for
You have to
fuck's sake.
finish it. You have to finish it to count it as a short rest. But
Can I have a bit of a look around the room, see if I notice anything?
He's currently out of the room. Yes.
Yeah, but can I look around the room while he's not in?
Yes, that's. You make an investigation check.
Let's sit there
Oh my god,
Holy
guys!
shit today.
I
Wow.
will.
Okay, Stacy's
No.
the last person who gets to do something because too many people are
I'm
asking
sorry.
different things.
I'm
No,
sorry.
you're the last person. Go ahead.
I will approach Kika as if to be incredibly protective, but I will probably say that Lo will try and sneak a look to see if anyone's there himself.
Okay, you get to make a perception check as well then, but that'll be the last perception check for trying to see if you're being followed or looked at. And it's a straight roll. I will say from your detect magic, Kika, one book, because he has two bookshelves, one on either side of the room. There's a fireplace on what will be. So if we're to treat the room as this actual screen, this is where Kika will be looking out towards the actual thing. There's a fireplace onto this window or onto this wall with between here and here, two different bookshelves either side of it. No one. Aside from the people that are walking throughout the street, there's only a few people. It's getting later in the day. There's a few smaller fishing ships coming in. Nothing major. But no one in particular. And there is one book on the bookshelf. The cup he was drinking from has a slight magical aura to it.
What school?
School. Give me a second. It is abjuration.
Okay.
And the book is divination. It's something within the book is giving out that aura, as well as what would be on the south side of the room, the one that is pretty much just ordained with a bunch of old family pictures. You can see him, you can see his daughter Lucretia, and you see another woman. She's older, about his age. She is currently sat in a chair, but fucking hell! Will the sneeze come or go? Sorry, excuse me.
Right.
Terrible. She is sat in a wheelchair with a blanket over her legs. She looks tired in one of the pictures, but it's a very large family portrait that's been done, and he did seem younger and happier in this one. This was maybe, judging from her, from what you know of her age, probably about 10 at the time, so probably about 4 years ago.
Does the girl at all resemble the girl that we've met?
Yes, the girl that's there is the 10-year-old that is Lucretia. The eyes are the same. That's how you can tell.
King,
Yes.
what'd you make of this painting? I don't want to jump to assumptions, but I'm pretty sure that kind of thing suggests somebody who, has problems with their legs. But she's fine.
Well, that would be Lucretia's mother. in the
Oh
picture.
right, sorry.
Lucretia's mother is the one with the wheelchair.
Misunderstood. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. And Lucretia is probably 10 years old at the time, but Lucretia's mother looks probably in her 40s, maybe. Same as her father, as Carl.
Could I make some sort of check to determine if I can, from the picture, see if I could figure out what may be wrong with her beyond just her legs being?
I'm gonna say no. It's just a picture.
Right up.
It's not like you can medicine check a picture, I'm afraid.
Everybody
But Kika,
be alert.
Kika, the thing that you do notice as well is that there is a butterfly on the top right portion of the picture that is giving off a magic aura.
What kind?
I'll tell you.
Hang on 2 secs, I can't check my Discord on my computer.
Okay, conjuration.
Conjuration. Okay, I'm going to go over and look at the book that's giving off the magical aura and just see what the spine says.
The spine of the book says how to say goodbye. But it looks like it's not a formal book. It doesn't look like it's been printed. This looks like it's been handmade. Like poorly written on the side of it, kind of. Someone who wouldn't be in touch with the art of print work.
Okay. Renara, King, could you both come over here, please?
Uh-huh.
I think
Stand for my tea, placing it
this
down,
book
and
is interesting. I think this might be worth a read. And so the painting is like, is the wall?
Painting's perfectly normal.
Wait, I'm asking where is it in relation to the book? If I'm making like I'm looking at the book, where is the painting in relation?
To give you an
to
idea, so I'll just try to give a visualization and think what I can do with it. So essentially, on the north side of the wall, so if you're looking at the actual building, the north side of the wall, there's a fireplace, bookshelf with the magic book, and then just normal bookshelf with nothing off of it, and that's on one side of it, and then it's literal opposite side on the south side.
Okay.
Yeah. With the butterfly and the family portrait. There are smaller pictures on it. One of which is Carl receiving a scepter from Sildar.
So I'm gonna like make a show of like looking at the spine of the book curiously, and then walking over to look at the portrait. Like I'm examining the portrait, and then as quick as I can, I will fly up and try to just basically squash the butterfly. Just
make an attack roll.
Not good at attacking.
Roll a d20 and add your dex to it, I'll say.
Dexterity check, okay. 20.
Guys, the butterfly's got 1 hit point. Slapped. You splat the butterfly. And who's got a passive perception of 15 again? I think it's Serenus and somebody else?
I have passive perception of 14.
14. Wittick, you're 15, aren't you?
15.
Yeah. Wittick, you hear from upstairs a small, just like a small inhale, a small gasp.
Somebody's eavesdropping.
I believe that might be a small child.
This is dangerous.
Yes, it is.
That book's magical, by the way.
Before we carry on, because I didn't want to interrupt anyone, looking at the painting and knowing the girl and knowing a little bit about succession and whatnot.
That's definitely her mother and her father. That is definitely her father. Aside from the eyes, which is the only thing unique about her.
Exactly what I was going to ask.
The mother does not have that eyes. The father does not have those eyes. But her hair color matches her mother's if her mother was essentially just grayed compared to hers. She does have her father's like kind of soft, chubby cheeks.
Right up.
I'll grab the book out and start flicking through it.
You flip through it up until a small bit of paper falls out of it, separate to it. It's a scroll.
I'll have a look at it and see if I can work out what it is.
And it immediately gives off a ping for you, and I will tell you now what type of magic it is. What type? Hang on. I think it's divination, but I have to check.
Can I tell what spell it is, or? Is that an
Yes,
identifier?
it is a divination spell. I just need to check. Make an Arcana check.
Oh, jeez Louise. I'll guidance myself.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll. I might as well do it just in case. 9.
No. Say no.
Oh. Hey King, have a look at this.
I come and have a look.
If you want to make an Arcana check, go ahead, but that'll be the last check you can make on it, outside of doing something like identify.
Guidance.
You don't have advantage, but roll for your guidance. You can basically get the very simple basis from it, just from like reading through like what it is a contacting spell that can affect a creature from another plane.
Oh.
But you don't understand the full intent of it, and you'd have to identify it to do so. But you are aware that this can be used to contact someone. You don't know who.
Do I have a vague idea which direction the plane is?
There is no specification as to plane. It seems more like it can be used to contact a plane, not a specific plane.
Gotcha.
Perhaps it could contact other plane.
Guys, I don't think we should stay here.
No, I kind of want to
Yeah, I was thinking it seems like it's been taking him a bit.
Wittek, you begin stepping down. You begin hearing him stomping down the stairs.
Never mind, here he comes.
As he's stepping
Turn the
down,
book to the shelf.
I'll put the book back here.
yeah, you guys just do the avatar at casual, and you're just like,
Loyalty tries to move his head from the window alcove, and then suddenly is sort of
whiplash,
can't move,
and he's getting caught
Can't
in the
move.
curtains.
caught in the curtain, and just.
You have that moment where someone has to help you just undo it.
I just fucking.
You know, you have to
Yeah.
twist!
Pivot.
It's twisting.
Shut up! Carl steps back down. He has a scepter about 2 foot long in his hand. It's ordained at the top with a purple crystal. And he is just like, his entire hand and it is shaking. And it is a dull crystal currently, but it's giving off that's an excellent point. I just need to check that as well, because it's also magical. Because
Kika, giving Gas a headache.
It's like see invisibility all over again!
Yeah. Just this time it's not Nesna you're hurting. It is an evocation on it, and it has just been used. He sits back down into his seat. He is shaking even as he's holding it. Okay, I've contacted the appropriate people.
Who's the appropriate people?
My guess from that picture, that would be.
It is the
just
exact same rod that Sildar is handing him in the picture.
You've contacted Neverwinter.
I have. They will send somebody as soon as they are able. I believe they might send the hand. You just see there's a moment where he's just like fixing his hair back and sleeking it. What you're telling me is greatly disturbing, and is a matter that should have been dealt with years ago. That should not be reoccurring, which means the weeds weren't properly out.
So what you're saying is this was a problem years ago that has not been taken.
I thought it was taken care of. A lot of effort was put in to be taken care of. It's one of the few reasons Gregor is allowed back into the city when he's a savage.
That's uncalled for.
Yeah, it is.
You've not seen what he does to people, have you?
Yes.
Actually, yes.
Including the part where he eats them?
Yes.
Yeah, but those people they normally deserve it from what I've seen.
Sure.
Hey!
We
I'm
just
quite surprised how often what is deserved and what the king orders are different.
Kika sort of fluffs up indignantly.
His methodology besides. May I inquire exactly what this problem is you speak of?
Cult to a creature of the sea that I'm not even saying the name of. I don't repeat its name. Don't repeat it. It has associations with other islands that are close by that are not open to us, not allowed to trade with. And we thought that their last excursion and attempts on our city were handled. They tried 10 years ago. Neverwinter ended as poorly as you can imagine. But we are not as reinforced as they are, not constantly diligent. I just don't have the people. So,
For my own curiosity, would one of these places be Purple Rock?
why yes, would be.
Nanny!
Of course.
It is the primary one. Bard.
I am unsurprised.
Save your comments. So, I must now resign myself to requesting His Majesty's aid, whatever way he deems necessary.
We are ourselves on a mission from the Crown, so we will try to aid in this matter.
If you're on a mission from the Crown, then don't let this one interfere with you. He's sending other people.
Do you have any idea what they may be after?
Pauses for several minutes. Doesn't seem to.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch it, Das.
He
pauses
pauses
for
several minutes, and he doesn't seem like he wants to answer that question. He doesn't even, whether or not he knows what they want, he doesn't seem to want to even entertain what he thinks they. He's just shaking in his chair, his leg bobbing.
What are you afraid of?
He doesn't even hesitate to go to the tea instead. He just goes straight to the flask.
Would it perhaps be beneficial to take a certain individual under our custody and...
Absolutely not.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Interesting
Absolutely
reaction, being
not.
that I named no one. I feel you know exactly what they are after.
No. I am concerned with the capacity that certain individuals have, that they should be long dead. They're not when they should be.
And what capacity is that?
The capacity to kill the rest of my family.
The rest of?
I suspected as such.
You expect much. Do you expect to get hit across the head?
No, that's not very nice.
We're trying
Let's
to help.
try to keep proper.
We just pointed out a major underbelly in your nice town, and now you're threatening us?
I'm not threatening you.
I raise my
threatening
good
her.
hand to silence the
That's
others.
us. That's us.
I only meant to investigate. Anyway, we have no authority of such to take charge of your daughter or insist of anything. However, I do hope you are more forthcoming with the Crown's proper investigators.
I will, because I trust them with my life. No offense, but you are still sellswords at best.
Understandable. I only wish to see justice done.
You clearly have good intentions, and you, at worst case scenario, stumbled into a situation where you found an enemy. Best case scenario, you went to help this town. He gets up and steps towards the picture. Years ago, Cult had attempted to bridge the gaps between what would be considered our plane and the plane of which their master resides. To do so, they wanted to bridge it with blood. So they had called upon an enchanter to attempt to lull children to the sea, to throw themselves in and their bodies to serve as a conduit, pull it back. This was stopped and prevented, but the enchanter was meant to have been killed. In the death throw of the enchanter, when we apprehended him, he struck out with a spell intended for me, but instead my wife pushed me aside. She got hit. He just puts his hand up to where her picture is on the actual painting. She was fine for days, weeks. He died with this spell. And death has a power over certain things. When you can sacrifice your own remaining life into something without care, suddenly its potency becomes a lot more dangerous. And we lost her a few years later. She'd always smile, always say she was going to be fine, that we'd work through it together. If that woman's positivity could have been harnessed, it would have powered 10,000 cities. But Anthony Tucker was not meant to have survived that day. My brother was the enchanter. Brother served the cult, and my brother was ripped apart by Gregor. Brother was blasted by Nezanar with the soul-destroying spell. My brother was decapitated several ways to Sunday. Yet, you perfectly described him. He should not be back. That should be an impossibility. So I have called upon the aid of... And at this point you hear towards the door, front door, you hear a knocking, and you do see that the butler, the manservant, makes his way, Soren. He opens the door. My lady, good evening. Please come in. And you just hear the sound of hoof on wood. After a few steps entering in, you see Queen Legacy Hall.
Ah.
Yas, Queen!
Lady Legacy. And I'll bow.
I stand and curtsy, of course.
I run up and hug.
Loyalty bows. but then sort of does this childish sort of wave and hi, standing right up.
She has that moment as she's just looking around. Go on, Sternis.
I a bit like look around at everyone. I go, oh, and bow as well.
You're like, oh shit, oh shit, a queen.
Yeah, it's like fucking just Wittig's like, come on, bow.
Oh, wait, what's happening? What's happening?
Oh. You haven't even left the city for over a week, and oh, hello, darling.
Oh,
And
I'm
she's just,
so glad you're here. Oh my god,
whole
it was
Skeek is,
going
like, back
so
at head
badly.
This whole Skeek is like head against her chest, like, oh hi, dear, it's good to see you too. You haven't even left the city for a week, darlings, and you're already up to more mischief. Oh no, what's happened?
Bad things. Kaya's hurt.
Oh. I'll be sure to take a look at that as soon as I'm done. How urgent is he?
It's okay. We found a physician. He says he's gonna be okay, but it was a bit close for a while.
Oh bother. Baron Tucker, we shall have to speak about this in a moment, but I will want to check after my godson, if you may. Like that smirk on your face, bitch. It's in the corner like, ah.
This is my godmother.
Not her godmother. That's
No.
Yeah.
That's my brother's godmother.
Yeah. Big difference.
Gee, Blue, how come Dust lets you have so many moms?
Nobody got
Aunts. You have plenty of aunts. You have literally about 5 or 6 aunts.
Yeah.
None of them have a CR lower than 10.
There was a queue.
She did not. Oh Lord.
It was first come, first serve.
Were we doing charisma checks for you know what, honey?
If you want to turn into a blubbering mess, go ahead.
Right, how do I whisper this to you? I'm just doing it for the lols, to be honest.
Do it for the lulz. Go
That's
to you can click it and toggle it to GM only. I'll make sure
Okay.
you have that option.
what-
Yeah, you can. You can toggle it to GM only, and I'd say make a wisdom check to behave, and not just flush.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
He's good. He's good. He's good.
Good.
You have that moment of, oh, and also the brief horror of, oh God, is that? Oh, thank God, it's not, because she wears a lot of reds, and you were like, red? Oh, thank God, it's red. It's not pink. So she's looking about. Master Tucker, I will speak to you in a bit because I will check with them, and then I will handle whatever matters you have with me, if that's okay. And he does nod and lowers his head. Is she well? He nods. He doesn't seem to really speak around her. Good. I'll be sure to pop in, make sure her studies are good. Okay. Children, take me to take a look at Kayak, if you don't mind. And if you guys are going to show her, because she seems intent to take a look. Oh, someone dropped. Nemo and Baba.
There you
Nemo's back.
Before we leave, I'll speak to the Tucker. I'll be like, you
Sorry,
mentioned
Discord.
you mentioned something about being compensated for our time.
Fucking K!
What?
Krauser.
Okay.
It's always
Just fucking-
Krauser, isn't it?
So you said compensation, right?
He did say it.
I know
He's
you
right,
did.
and he should say it. But
Hey,
it's a
The
very
Laura
much
Bailey
easy
of the
thing
group,
to say.
everybody.
Yeah.
You can take the artificer out of the campaign.
You can take the Krauser out of the character.
This is just Krauser. The character has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, this is just K making sure he gets that fucking bang.
King speaks up and says, Runara, this is why we are seen as sellswords rather than agents of the crown.
Agents of the Crown, would they get paid too? We nearly
I am
died
not
down there.
commenting on that because that is not, as queen, I don't get to decide that, or as I like to call it, I don't choose because it's easier to say that. Also, it's easier to be sellswords and not people of the crown. Sellswords
Yeah,
can get more done.
we did almost die down there.
Oh, I can see. And she's just like looking at Kika and just like immediately prestigitations the lot of you one after the other. Fucking cleaning you all up.
Covered in blood.
Yeah, you're just you quite literally have been. Aside from the fact that some of you are able to prestidigitate yourselves anyway, you just.
I was pretty sure. Like, she probably walked in the room and went, "God, what is that smell? Oh, it's witch. Oh God."
That horrible moment where you
made of metal and wood.
Yeah, that horrible moment where you smell rusted metal and it's like, is it blood or is it actual rusted metal?
Cleans you guys up, and
Lo looks very, very thankful, and with almost like, oh my god, she's a god eyes, but keeps it together. Just.
This is a woman who clearly has seen those eyes before in a boy and goes, "Okay, behave, darling." As you guys are talking, Tucker. Yes, well, I did. So then, I asked you for it. Go get it. And, like, the queen was at the door. And he just like steps off to another room. Like, priorities.
Yeah, I think queen at the door versus getting compensation.
Master Soren returns with his tall, thin frame, and lays down on the small desk a chest, and in it is there's about 5 bags, or no, let's say there's 10 bags, each with 65 gold in each, because it's easier to divvy it up amongst tenths. But there is 650 gold, so mark down that you have gotten 650 gold. All in all.
Put it in the party table.
Oh no, a 100% successful trip. But we almost died. Oh no, 100% it's a successful trip.
Because you got paid.
Yep.
If you should require our assistance further, we would be
I
glad
will
to
be
aid.
sure to think of you if you are nearby. Now, Queen has asked for you. I will not delay. So, she steps out.
Excuse ourselves.
She steps out, and do you guys follow with her?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, whilst it is lovely to walk around here in the afternoon, I don't feel like it. And you can all fly.
I can already fly.
Well, anyone who doesn't already have to fly can fly. You just see
So you can fly now without your wings.
Yeah, you can just float. You can now float.
Oh, this doesn't feel natural. Oh.
I feel like Wittig was probably used to something like this. Just
You are,
oh
yeah.
god damn it, no.
Wittig, you just got rocket boots, basically.
Giga like slowly floats up and then ends up flipped upside down and just starts flapping, just going, "Oh no, this isn't right! No, 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 no."
You can choose it, woman. Relax. There's a moment where you're like floating in the air and just adjusts you properly.
I don't like it this way. There's no air pressure.
You can choose to ignore it. Anyway, think forward. You go forward. Come on, darlings. Lead me the way. And she just does begin floating. She just begin floating backwards, but she's got like one leg crossed over the other one. Go on, darlings. Show me the way.
He's really scared.
You fly around like space princesses.
Who's really scared?
That man. He's really scared.
Tucker.
Tucker? Yes, of course he is.
There's something in his drink.
Yes, there's something in his drink, and there's also something about his cup that he got commission specific. It,
Mm-hmm.
let's call it, what's the best thing for it? An antitoxin.
Oh, okay.
He's got one of those cups, Silda's got one of those cups. Anyone who could drink something poisonous that would destroy a lot of people's lives has one of those cups.
That
Okay,
would
that's
be
a good
useful
thing.
cup indeed.
Yes.
I was afraid it might be a bad thing.
No. The only thing bad that boy has is the alcohol. But he tries to get off of it, I think. So you all are a bundle of stories, which I must hear from immediately.
Lo is mildly freaking out because he can't remember if this is something that has happened in the past, if he's still dreaming, or or is this
You're getting
actually
panned
real?
to fuck right now.
Yeah.
You don't know what hasn't happened, when or where.
So Lo is just doing the equivalent of the learned driver going, Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you stutter on the clutch. Struggle on the clutch for a minute, but eventually you guys get your wings, more or less. She's quite literally just like floating in the air with her leg crossed. Watching people practice this for the first time is always endearing. Also, it's important to learn because you might have to do it under stress one day.
Oh.
I'm already under stress.
Welcome to my world, darling. From one teeth.
Again, Wintick's just at the front, just just like
elf. Yes. Forward.
Call yourself what you want, but I'm half hellspawn, so there's no need to be feeling anything less than what you are.
Okay.
You're not the only one who shouldn't look at themselves so little, but
He's just a little insecure.
He's beautiful. Everyone here is beautiful in their own way, inside and out.
yeah.
Begins
But
floating.
yeah, basically, I would guess basically as we're going, I would probably start telling her basically, yeah, we found a code.
You mentioned the monster you fought outside of town. So that's why Gregor didn't kill the bear yet. Don't get him up to that bear.
He didn't kill the bear yet?
No, he didn't get a chance. This quite literally happened the night he got sent out. He was still in town getting supplies. Nesna ordered him off for something. Nesna said that he would go and do that, and then he'd go take care of the bear. I'll just drop him somewhere in the forest, and he'll go hunt it. It'll be fine.
Let's see, what else was there? Oh, I need to be back here in 28 days to get a thing from the Merfolk.
Oh, oh, darling, you're going to have some fun.
Wintick's got an admirer.
Oh, like literally all of your magic stops for a moment. You're all just in the air. No. And just like with it,
just calling at the air. No.
With it, you turn into space. Oh no, come here, darling. I need to hear about this. Elmira, master. What would your master think of this? What would Nomarin think of you? And she's clearly just ripping the piss of you, hand on elbow on chin, just.
Seeing as he was drugged out of his mind, he'd probably go, "Hey, yeah, cool."
Quite right. But I haven't dealt with merfolk in years. The songs. I miss the songs. Wonderful folks, so long as you stay on their good sides. So, take it to my advice, stay on their good sides.
Well, he saved one of them, so I think that's definitely a
good thing. Oh, you're definitely in the good then. You would literally have to kill one of them to retract that. So as long as you don't do that, you're good. And there's a matter of self-defense, but they'll be able to work that out if that happens. They've got the water talks, shall I say.
Well, yeah, they have.
Oh, you've gone to
rituals.
The gladiator and the fishmonger, as you're all floating up and towards and. Oh, I haven't seen those darlings in a while.
Oh, about that, Elsa.
Looks at Serenus.
Well, I don't care what other stories. I don't care what stories you have with them. I have had a lot of experiences with these two. And she just like steps in the door.
They weren't
darlings.
Oh.
And she literally steps in, and there's a moment where those of you who are at the doorway, like there's a few people in the room, but she steps in, and there is just a spread out as she does. The wings back into her properly as she steps in, like someone literally just throwing a jacket over themselves, kind of almost. And as she does,
Queen,
of course. Duh. You think I'm going to do anything less with Legacy?
Yes, Queen.
Both Sharog and Leokian both just look over and just, what? Just immediately hop over the bar, and people are getting the fuck out the way. They both just barrel towards her. Sharog is taller, and Leokian is not taller than Legacy. Legacy's like her oldest daughter. She's a tall girl. And big hugs, kisses to the other cheeks. Darlings, smacks the other cheek. It's good to see you both. I'm here to take care of a little fellow of mine. I was told he was staying in. This would be in Master Kerak. And they both go, all right, hang on a sec. They both run back. Instant, no judgment, no doubt. Like, okay, Queen asked for this, right?
I'm imagining like the Scooby-Doo stack of heads poking round the corner.
Yeah, because you're all about different heights, so that'll work out. And she does have like the tail is just like more or less. When she's in a public space, like while she was floating, it was just like there loose. But now she's in a public space, her tail is wrapped around her leg, just so nobody has the very unfortunate situation of stepping on the Queen's tail.
Oof.
That's how you get turned to ash. They have a brief moment of conversation with her, and okay, darlings, what are you doing at the door? Come on. Leokin looks between her to you guys, back to her, and she, like, Legacy just picks, like, holds her at the chin. Whatever they did, I'll make sure they behave this time. Not like you ever behaved for me. And as quite literally is that close of, is there tension between those two?
Ooh.
Have they fucked?
100%.
And then there's a look of the sheer blush on Sharog, and it's like, oh, they've definitely all done
Oh,
something.
they fucking.
They've definitely fucking. That's what happens when you're a previous pirate captain and you just travel about the seas for a while. You got shit done. You did shit.
Forgot about that part, yeah.
Yeah, Pirate Queen.
You have to stay in here, Sadie. I tell you this every night.
So, after a brief calming, you guys are allowed to step back in as Legacy lets you all walk past her. If anyone tries to cast any spells, I will turn you into a pig for the night. Get upstairs, go on. Like she's ushering in a bunch of drunk kids, which she's definitely also done.
Meanwhile, there's a drunk tabaxi in the corner just going, "Bleh, bleh."
Oh.
You're noisy.
Manuel,
I have layers!
Manuel, you literally have never changed. You all make your way upstairs. She is at the rear of the group. And you could just hear loud conversation happening as you open the door, and there is Gregor. Kaerk is like half sat up in the bed, talking with him. There is a plate of half-eaten meats on the desk between them. He's just sat in a chair that is under a lot of strain. It seems like he's regenerated most of the injuries he's sustained, but he's still got what would be like maybe 10% of his chest is currently still not there. Still, like, every now and again you just hear just like slow build out. Considering what happened to his chest less than a day, so he's like, hey!
Also, we brought a friend.
God, mama! He's about to throw his wings up as he does. He goes, ooh.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Please,
Don't do
no,
that.
please just stay in bed. Stay in bed.
Okay, darlings, clear the way, naughty children. Let me take a look at him. Oh.
Yeah.
That's a nasty bitch. Okay. Kayak. I'm going to be heading back soon. And when I'm going, you're coming with me.
What?
Because you need to spend time with a proper doctor, because that is a wound that has its magic treated with right now, but it is a very long-term injury that magic will not heal properly. I know those. Sildar has a few. They are expensive, they are nasty, and they hurt. So you are going to have to come back with me. And I'm afraid there will be no debate on this. If he goes out with you still, he will suffer more and more, and he will not be a proper aid to you. He'll just be a deterrent, I'm afraid.
Also, Legacy.
Yes, darling.
The poison they use, does
Yes.
it happen to come from this? And I'll pull out the sample.
She just takes a bit of it and puts it to her tongue. No. No, it's a milder one. It's more of a paralysis than it is anything else.
Interesting.
The heritage helps with this kind of thing. That more just feels like my tongue's just gotten a bit numbed. But aside from that, it's only a temporary paralysis, nothing too major. It'll fade after about a minute, and it's gone. So that one, that's a milder paralysis than that. This, Sildar has done his best to make sure that there's only one person who has access to this poison in the kingdoms, which means that your individual has had contact with the Zentarum, because they're the only people who've not been able to police. Nestinov is the only person who should access this poison, and this implies that the Zentarum have also access to it. A unique drow combination mixed with a nasty condition of some purple-worm venom, but diluted and diluted down so that it more just knocks somebody out. The fact that you were conscious during your shot?
Yeah.
You're a tough little boy. Tough little boy. That should have done a lot more damage. You got quite lucky.
She got a claw stuck.
Manuel, you brute.
Come here.
And Kara's like, yeah, well,
This
I did what I should have done. They were jumping someone, and I wasn't gonna not stop them. I mean, that's what heroes do, right? And we're all meant to be grand old heroes, and that's just too much again. That's just too much again.
No time for heroics. Just heroics done. Listen. Points up to Legacy. Just... listen. Yeah.
Also, I'd appreciate everyone staying in the room, as there's just a tail struck against the doorway that's just blocking Posey from sneaking out. If I'm going to be talking to everyone, I need everyone to stay, darling, please. I understand things can get a bit overwhelming, but...
Okay.
That's okay. I'll stay.
I want you to stay.
Okay.
So, I'm afraid there is no more debate. Carrick will have to stay here in bed rest, and he's going to go back to the physicians in Neverwinter to get properly treated for a while. Gregor, you lumbering oaf, I sent you to take care of bears, and here you are in Port Last. I understand things happened, but you are going to assist me in dealing with the rest of this issue in town. Once we are done with this, I will send you off to Neverwinter Forest. You're going to be handling the issues you were previously sent to, and then make your way back. Nesnar is going to require your assistance heading down south. Which Gregor is like, okay. Yep. I fucked up, my bad. Okay. Yeah. Literally the case of, I've heard this all before. I know I fucked up. Yes, miss. I'm sorry, miss. It won't happen again, miss. Just on repeat.
Yeah, it still happens.
Yeah.
What happened again? What happened again? Hey, I did it again.
It's more like a case of, I'm saying this as a formality. You're listening because it's a formality. We're moving on with our lives.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you also have your request that you were going to do for a particular lady. Now, I take it you've not met anything of the same ilk or anything that was involved with the invaders since my last time speaking to you?
There was that one thing, right?
One thing. I can't follow up your sentences pretty well.
Gregor, that weird red thing.
Oh yes, that one you already explained to me, but that I don't think has anything to do with. That's a previous case. That's still under investigation.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
I think we're on 39 now, maybe 40. So, Not the hot 60 and, well, 59.
Okay. Okay, that's
Pats
good.
him on the chin.
Yeah.
59, not 60.
Eh.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good. That's really good.
That one is a recurring issue that every time one of them pops up, they are examined, destroyed if they must be, contained otherwise, because we can't just kill everything because of something that's happened to it. That would be fair.
Oh, okay. Okay, did you know that they don't like fire?
Darling.
They don't like
Like
fire.
talks to you for a
You're
moment.
talking to Legacy.
And she like literally says darling to you, her tongue comes out and it's forked for a brief second. Darling. You're adorable.
Cool.
Also, out of
That's
character,
cool.
why does this world have so many symbiotes? Why?
Why is this world so chill about how many symbiotes they have?
Yeah.
Well, they're not just symbiotes, shall I say. Give me an idea. I'll give you a little bit of a hint. She said 59 is 60, and then said no 59 while patting Gregor's chin, meaning Gregor is probably one of those 100. So there are 100 individuals that all probably have the same origin, but not all symbiotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Think more like My Hero Academia in that some of them are just dudes who can pull their eyes out of their fucking sockets. Then you've got my guy in the corner.
My guy.
But yeah, no, that's like that was what I was going.
Symbiotes? How many symbiotes? Like, not that many. Fucking hell.
Yeah, because that was what was going through my brain. I was just like, there's
I
that
feel like I'm
many.
gonna use the fucking I'm each a donkey line that many fucking times. Christ above.
Right. Yeah, I know that. But okay.
So, aside from that, you've had no other encounters of the Gith,
No.
which is a good thing because that means that they're doing something else. Bad news is that they're not currently active, which means they might have what they want, which I'm not a fan of. Auntie has gone back, darling, so she's back home,
Oh, okay.
and she's tired, but she's resting.
Mm-hmm.
She did say that if I was to speak with you again, pass on the love, because, well, she loves you very clearly. And she's as always proud.
Oh.
Aside from that, I want to talk more to few of you, especially you, darling, as she's just like leaning close and like looks past like 2 or 3 of you until she looks at Renara.
Oh.
And just begins like looking at your chin and your cheeks where you have that like smile, where essentially you have first-degree burns over your face.
Oh.
What's happened to you, darling?
Oh, there was like a situation in the sewers. We dealt with it.
See, why don't I believe? And she just like puts her finger towards you, like the center, like between your, like at the center of your chest. Just like puts that long nailed finger out against it. And why don't I believe that? That it was just that simple because, yeah. I think I know something about you, darling. If you'd like to hear it. I'm not one to make people figure things out. I usually let them learn it, but you've had some injuries from it. I wouldn't want you to struggle.
Sure.
Anyone here with an aversion to light?
No.
Excellent. And she's just like
No,
straight
sorry,
up,
sorry.
straight up, almost like a palm, like center of palm to the swell of your chest for that moment, and just boom, straight into you, and you just begin glowing again.
Cool.
What
You're
was
an
the
Azuma.
Pretty.
I'm a
Oh,
what?
God damn it. I had a feeling it was.
Fucking Krauser.
That was just
Oh,
like, he knew that was coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I could tell from your face.
God bless.
I'm sorry, I'm a what?
I'm a what?
I'm a what?
You're
And
an
you see that
asshole.
moment where like her horns just begin getting more spiked, and there's more like a flame at the top between their crowning point, and more demonic. Look, you're the opposite of me. I am the spawn of deals with the hells and the material plane. You're the spawn of the higher planes. Some sort of higher being somewhere down the line either made a deal with or got very friendly with one of your relatives, and like a gene passed through a few lines, like you might not see a hair color from a grandfather to a child.
Uh-huh.
What will be a subtle gene in some is apparent in you.
Oh.
It's a holy power, but your type is... it's kind of like a candle that burns at both sides. You'll need to learn how to control that power, because if you don't, well, you can already see you've had some injury.
Yeah, it was quite painful.
It will be. I haven't encountered many. I think I've only encountered maybe 2. I mean, he's the opposite of you. He's just a floating, giant, edgy boy. And she just points towards Gregor, who's just in the corner going, hey. Whereas you have this light, you would have a dark. They're both different types of asthma. Its variance is very fascinating among you. And this is coming from someone who can have a cousin who is immune to cold attacks, whereas I'm immune to fire. And like all the demonic things just fade away from her briefly. He just like taps you again. And you can just feel like for a moment where she touched you, it was like a warmth just erupted. Like somebody just had a lighter and just shoved it against your chest. And it's hot, but it's not painful. Because you're not under a lot of stress. You feel like now that you're in a more calm situation, looking at it, that you're beginning to get a better idea. She just touches again to you, and you just feel a cold from the center of your chest evaporate outward around your body. You just begin to cool, literally. You are going to need to learn how to handle that under stress for your own being, darling, because that can become unhealthy.
Yeah.
But I will say this, and she just takes your hand and cups it over her own too. So I said on both sides. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not bad. You are different. You are wonderful in your own way, and you shine a light like no one else. Don't feel bad about what you are, because you're definitely no less of a person. That fucking tabasco.
That's one angry cat.
I have plans! Let me sell them!
We'll go on a break in a bit, and then you can go make noise outside.
So, please understand that there's something wrong with you. And the fact that you're also bound more to religion is very interesting. It's not a sort of coincidence that you serve the goddess of the hearth as well.
Oh? But, I mean, they're the ones who took me into the kid, so I assumed.
No.
No.
No. They've only taught you to harness what you have on the inside. You need to learn more and more about yourself, and that will become more apparent. And I know that one from experience, my darling.
Okay.
So then, before Master Tucker pisses himself in his chair, I should get back to him. So, whilst that's happening, do find yourselves to a bit of rest. I think you've all earned it. I'd recommend to those people who are a bit rowdier not drink themselves stupid and get themselves thrown out. Moderation is very important.
We'll keep an eye on him. Yeah.
Her tail just like reaches out and just pats Ceramus in the head.
We actually have a job in the morning, so we need to leave. Not
Oh, do you?
We need to be sober, please, everyone.
No, I'm not one for just being.
Okay.
I'm not one for just being sober. I do believe a bit of drink is necessary. A bit of, if you like to drink, have a bit of fun. Don't be forced to. Nobody be forced to. But if you want to have a drink, that's one thing. Drowning yourself in 20 cups, however, well, that just makes you look like an ass. So, darlings, wonderful to see you all. Good to see you're in good health and clearly handling yourselves. Your first real job.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I know you said sort of, but you really need to get your pronunciation right, because I was about to smack you. Because that sounded like you called me to sod off.
No.
I was teasing, my darling. And she's like, Pastor Chief,
Cool.
relax.
Cool.
So, have your night to
If I
yourself,
may
my
make-
dearies. Well,
If I may make one inquiry, that poison you mentioned
yes.
wouldn't happen to be from the ones called the Ebon Enclave, would it?
The door closes behind her.
Why do you keep doing this?
Doing this!
How do you know that name?
This is Nemo's brand.
Nemo says anything, NPC locks the door.
Hey, you know.
Excuse me.
I was about to go for a break, but now that ain't happening.
I'm
We
sorry,
can pick this up after
Sadie,
break,
10
I don't
more
mind.
minutes.
No, tough shit, motherfucker. How do you know that name? Don't lie.
Me and my associates, I say, using my good arm to... So, we're enslaved by either them or somebody who works for them. Hard to say, as we found forms with their crest
Have you got those phones?
on my person. No.
Have you got them in your possession currently?
I could have my people send you a copy if you wish.
I didn't ask for a copy, darling. I'm the queen. I told you to give them to me. I don't care that you call yourself king. It's adorable, but don't try my patience. You're talking about a group that is under strict observation. If you have any information about them, it's to hand it over. Am I understood?
As you wish.
Marvelous. Now, paperwork. Where is it?
That would be with my people who are in hiding.
Well, you better get contact to your people. That they're going to be sent to Neverwinter as soon as possible. And if not sent
It shall
to
be
their
done.
hand directly, they're sent to my hand directly. Because mentioning their name without prior investigation, if you had not explained that you had previously been a slave, I would have no reason not to at best imprison you. That is a group that cannot be tolerated, risked any activity on the surface. It is one of our key works to make sure they stay underground, because that's where they belong. Because we can't get rid of them, so we're going to contain them. And she steps away.
Something we both agree on.
And as she steps away from you, the lights in the room that you hadn't noticed begin brightening again.
Ew.
She had that Gandalf moment of just like bloom over, like, motherfucker. The door opens from behind her. Apologies, but you can understand the assertiveness necessary with that kind of group. Zero tolerance policies are important. My darlings, I apologize. Your night shall be to yours for your eat and drink at your leisure, within reason. But I'll be covering the tab for tonight. Rest easy. You've done good work. And before somebody says something else that makes me lock the door behind me, I'm going to take my leave. Door opens, she steps out. And before she leaves, she turns back. Okay? Kea. Your parents will be quite proud of you. quite a few heroes. Past the side of the door. And she heads out. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Yeah.
Break time!
I give you a motion and a out.
Wipes away tears. Ah. Okay, well, I'll put the little thing up on the stream and we can have a break. We shall be back in a bit.
Yeah.
See you later, all.
Yeah, if I said like, if we
We're
can
back.
can I be like 20 past 11? Yeah.
Welcome back. So,
Ooh.
Legacy has stepped out and is making her way away. If anyone wants to catch her by herself, feel free, but she's going to make her way. And as you guys are left, you're basically all to yourselves in the room with Gregor, who is just like sat there, half been absconded, half been just demanded immediately. You guys are going to be around him, and I'll be around him at some point again. Just gets himself up, lumbers the greatsword over to the side as I'm gonna go follow her. And just begins stomping out the room. Not stomping is like having a fit, just a case of he's a big bastard and every footfall is like a stomp. It's just you lot.
What time is it?
Probably about 8 p.m. Or I said probably closer to 7:30. 7:30 in the night.
We should put... Oh, go on, Poser. Go on. No, go on.
So I'm probably gonna go get some rest.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we should just let everyone know what we're doing tomorrow with regards to that job. I know some of you went there.
Yeah, we're leaving at 8 in the morning, if I remember right.
Yeah, quite early if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a simple caravan escort job
It's heading
Up
the way
to-
we're heading anyway.
up to the town. I can't remember the name of that character. It was past.
Would you like me to swap you over to the other map?
It was.
Yes,
all I
please.
remember it was up in Ice Giant territory.
And Apple?
If I see it, I'll remember it.
Going to
You will be passing through Luskin, and it's probably either going to Bryn Shandar.
Bryn
Bryn
Shandar. That's
Shandar,
what I've got.
yes.
I was like, this word that I've got written down, is that a name or a place?
Yeah, we're heading up to
From here.
Bryn Shandar.
To
So we'll be heading through Luskin, but we're escorting a merchant that we met in the market earlier today.
Yeah, that all happened today.
Yeah.
That was this morning.
Ooh, long days.
So,
Well, it is
Almost
that
giving
is-
fucking Oakard run for its money. Almost.
Well, that is where we need to go, so I guess we might as well do that along the way. He doesn't mind stopping in Luskin for a little bit because we have to check something while we were there.
what are we checking in Luskin?
I believe it was the school. Or
Yeah,
something.
we're checking on the school for Nezanar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was gonna say we should probably stop to restock there anyway. The trip to Luskin from here, it's only gonna be what, a few days, isn't it? Like it's not gonna be like more than 5 days.
Maybe a week.
Gas reaches for books and notes.
Never
Yeah.
never went to Port
It's
Lost.
nearly 90 miles.
Never went
Yeah,
to
I'm
Port
just
Lost.
looking for the calculator on travel. Hang on. Is there a fucking travel thing on?
If you
Hold
Google
on, yeah.
D&D travel calculator, somebody must have made one by now.
Movement, hang on. Funnily enough, because I have Adventurer's Guide to Wildmount, I put down travel and the Traveler came up.
Yeah.
Hey. Travel pace. Let's see. Travel pace, yes. Give me that now. What?
I didn't realize you were Dandy Phantoms.
We're about
Damn it.
85 miles to travel.
85 miles, yeah, but the thing is, like, I looked up movement and it tried to make me buy. Oh, hang on, here we go. So, let's see. If you're going at a fast pace,
Just standard.
on foot, it would be 30 miles a day,
What about standard? Just a standard.
24
minutes.
miles a day, which
So
for
for
85,
4
that would
days.
take you
About
4 days. Phone's
About
4.
3.5, 4 days. Yeah. Okay, so we've got enough. We've got 5 days of supplies. So we've got enough supplies and rations.
Mhm.
If there's anything we need to pick up before we go, then maybe we'll do that in the morning. The market should just be opening up as we hopefully get down there. So, if any supplies we need, we can grab that.
Well, we got that money from the Baron, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
we can use that to get any supplies, and then go from there.
Should we split it up, or?
Yeah, I was quite late, so I was going to do it in the morning.
Okay,
I'll
that's
count
fine.
out when I wake up, and I'll divvy it out.
Okay. I'm gonna go rest.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
So you guys will divvy it up in the morning?
Yes. I've worked it out. It'll be 93 gold each, but I'll give it to Jordan in the morning. Just to see if it...
Well, I mean, I have mine, so I'll be like, no.
He's already taken his before he even handed it out.
What, the gold or the pearls?
Roman ain't raised no fool.
Yeah. No. I'm telling him I don't want the money because I have them.
Because you're keeping the pearls.
He's keeping the pearls.
Yeah.
Then let me recalculate that.
Fair enough.
I'd like to stay up a little bit and do a little just like exploring, see if there's anything I can see.
It'll be
You wanna just
108 each.
Are you just gonna travel around the city then, Starnus?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have a bit of a wander around, see if I notice anything or anything just pops up. At the end of the day, if it's just a calm walk around, it's a calm walk around.
Yeah, me and the
that'll be-
triplets are probably just going to sleep.
An investigation check for you then, Cernus. Maybe you're just gonna chill. You're just gonna like look about the city, see what you can see what you can interact with. Go ahead.
Just to confirm, I gave that money out in the morning.
Mhm.
On purpose. Not now.
Fair note as well while you're walking about, Cernus. What's your passive perception? 14, isn't it?
Yep.
Wonderful.
This strange dice thing hits you in the head.
Ting!
We need to get you a dice tray to use on your desk.
No, I want to instill fear.
Well, there's gonna be a hole in that desk.
Yes, so it's
a glass desk. It'll be fine.
No, that definitely there'll be more than a hole.
That's even worse.
Firstly, it's plastic that's hitting it. It just sounds loud.
That's fine.
It sounds a lot worse than it actually is.
It sounds like a metal dice. That's why I was like, ugh.
No.
Because the glass. Then that's
Yeah.
why.
It's about the
That's
glass.
fine. Okay, carry on. As you were.
Yeah, I'm just looking for stat blocks. Huh.
That's not good.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Beholder is like a CR.
19.
This guy wasn't going to use a beholder yet.
Besides, you guys went away from Waterdeep.
This is true.
It's true.
We're going to continue in that direction. Away from Waterdeep.
How long do you stay out? Cernus?
What time is it, roughly?
About 8 p.m. if you were to start.
I'd
And
say
if you were going to be fucking about with an investigation check, just walking the cities, it would take you an hour maybe, so about 9 o'clock by this point.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna continue to walk around, and then if I don't see anything, just kind of go sit and just kind of look out at the ocean, maybe. Kind of relax. We've been moving so much, so just wanna.
Okay, you
take
whore,
a moment.
fuck off. That's probably there from your last
I've
party.
got no idea why it's there. I just saw it. I was like, what the fuck?
That's probably there from your last party.
But the last party never had a horse.
Well, that's now located in Icon. That's where the wagon is.
Mm-hmm. So, Cernus, you do see, like, as you're passing, you do see just general stores, a few clothes stores, fish markets, a butchery, just simple things. And you're just walking around, and it's as serene as if you were walking around any one of the cities in our world, in our current situation right now. It's quiet. It's peaceful almost. There's next to nobody around. A few guards. That's about it, really. Okay. As you're traveling around, you begin hearing something that just sounds like chink. You look
Can
around.
can I figure out which direction that's coming from?
I'll be a straight perception check, buddy.
If there was ever a time to roll that.
If there was
That's
ever
right
a
now.
time to not go walking around a city on your own.
Also true. You turn around in time as you look up onto one of the rooftops, and there you see on this like part of the stonework of an older building where it's got like this kind of like almost like semi-crescent where it's pretty much just like the circle of like a proper full circle, but the tip of it is missing, and it's probably about like 2 foot wide, and you can just see a crossbow is aimed through that, like it's resting on it like a sniper position. Shink. The arrow is shot at you. But you did spot him in time, so you're not going to have to suffer from disadvantage or advantage on his part, which is very important. But we'll see how hard he hits you. And yeah, he was going to go sharpshooter. What's your AC?
11.
Not great.
Thank God he rolled a sharpshooter shot.
Oof.
You see it coming, and you just duck out of the way as one of the beams of one of the nearby buildings, and you just like look. You're like, okay, I'm on the other side of it. I'm good. You look down, and the bolt is an inch from your chest through the actual wood, and you can just hear again.
Run.
Yeah, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run, but try and keep close to the buildings to try and keep cover.
You're gonna try and give yourself cover from it. Are you gonna do anything else? Just run?
Use your B shape.
Whilst you're not there, that might be an idea.
Yeah, I'm going to turn into
A flyer.
You can't fly yet.
a squirrel.
An ant.
Okay. So, as a squirrel, how do you run away from him? Because this is important.
Well, due to my small size, I'm going to try and... So the buildings, are they on supports?
There's a lot of supports. There's a lot of like crates, boxes, just like
I'll
literally think of generic medieval like.
Yeah, I go
crossbows.
kind of in between and stay low. I stay low and quick between these
I'm
things.
gonna say make and this is gonna be a dex check for the mouse, and I'm not sure of a mouse. I'm gonna treat it as a rat because they have the same stat block.
Yeah.
I'm gonna treat it as a rat because it's pretty much gonna be identical. It's a small mammal. It's just not got an advantage
Small
to
mammal.
its
Mammal.
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 Unlike those females.
Look, I'll shoot you all in a second, so mind your mouth. Let's see now what I want to do. So what do I want to do? I'm about to shoot you. Yeah, we'll do this one. As you're going through, I'm going to say make a dexterity check. Just roll straight d20, trying to duck and cover between things, and basically rather than like say being a human and giving it like a humanoid size and giving it like potential to shot, you're literally just crouched as a mouse.
No, just do slash d20.
Yeah, you did that wrong, but
Or slash roll d20.
Did I?
yeah.
Don't do a
just
1.
put a
Don't do a
space.
space.
Oh, hold on.
Just
Here,
click on.
like
There's
this.
a thing on the side that you can click on. There's a dice roller on the side.
Legacy is telling you to do it like that. Just remove it.
That's better.
Apologies.
You're okay. But you're also learning important things as Cage is taking shots at you.
My
Oh
name-
shit!
My name is Nas, and I don't use art from Warhammer.
Listen, you're not outside in the street right now, or I'd be shooting you. Let's see. Can he see you? Okay. So you currently can't see him because you're a small creature and you're just running. You're just ducking between barrels. Right now, it's your fight or flight instinct. You're just running and running and running.
Mm-hmm.
And every now and again, like you just like very briefly pass through like a small gap or like a small point, and you can just like run through, and you can just feel the wind against the back of something behind you. The moment there was like an inch of you seen, shot was being made, and you can hear it from here. Every time that crossbow is being reloaded. I'll shoot you next, you robotic son of a bitch. I'll say you can get through an entire street doing this method, but you've been walking around for a while. I'm gonna say there's maybe 2 blocks between you and getting back to the gladiator and the fishmonger. What are you gonna do? You have to cross a street at one point to get onto the side of the buildings that are closest to it.
No, I can't because crap. I should have done that beforehand.
What do you want to do?
I was gonna do Wild Companion and do another one and split. So it looks like there's two of us. However, I can't do spells.
Can't do spells
in
as beast.
Yeah.
So, would you want to perhaps try to find somewhere where you can get into cover, and try to do this with it?
I can try.
So I'm presenting it as an option, just because
I'm going to get as far as I can before the main street, and before that, there's a big gap.
I tell you what. How about we?
Maybe
just
you can find a building to hide in, if someone's like got a window open or something.
So, let's say, as I've held as a rule, I'm going to use this raven as the token symbol for the fishmonger and the gladiator. There. You are now just about here. You have to get here, here, and then you're across the street from the fishmonger. You don't know where he is, but you think he's, well, from your previous point, he's somewhere here in this bit. He's somewhere on this clump of buildings firing down at you now. You haven't spotted him for a few moments.
I'm going to try and find some cover and come out of wild shape.
Okay. Make a... To do this safely, I'm going to say make an investigation check, but it uses your intelligence, not the creature's. You think that you found like a few barrels that might do you some good. You crouch up behind them as an itty-bitty squirrel, and you shape out of them. And as you do, you can just see that there's a portion of your head that peaks just over a barrel. And from your own perspective, you begin hearing a shuffling above you. You get to do one action and one bonus action before he takes a shot. What do you do? I like putting new players under pressure.
I'm going to perform Thunder Wave.
Ooh, Nemo dropped.
Oh, yeah, Nemo dropped. That's okay. You're going to do a Thunder Wave.
Yes.
Okay. To what end?
I'm going to essentially do it in the space I am, and to just where I am. If you, like, I'd say do it above me. I'd say do it above me. Oh, and it comes from me.
Yeah.
So it'd be myself. So like boom from me, and then in that second of it, try and run across to the
whilst
the
things
buildings.
are being like sprayed out around you as like a big destructive shield. Shall I say?
Also, the boom, which goes 300 feet, should be visible.
Yes.
Meaning that if any
it's
guards
not visible. It's not a visible boom. It's an
audible,
heard,
but
yeah.
in that second, any guards around will probably come try and investigate.
Okay, so I'm going to say you Thunderwave. The barrels shatter around you because they're just barrels. They're not milled for it. And bits of materials and stuff that were being contained in it, fruit and fresh consumed stuff, are all just splintered around. I'm going to say he gets to take a shot at you, but with disadvantage because there's so much shrapnel erupting from around you as you run.
Yeah.
What was that? Okay.
That's my nephew.
Oh.
What's your AC?
11.
11. Didn't take a sharpshooter shot this time. And the lower one is a 14.
Ouch.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, dang.
Okay. So good news. You were not poisoned. And you take half damage from the poison. The total damage you take is 18 points of damage. Are you holding up? Bearing in mind you could have healed earlier, so I would say that if you haven't, you could retroactively do it now. You could have done it on your short rest. You could have spent hit dice.
Oh, true, yeah.
I'm going to say that if you hadn't, you could have done it now.
But yeah, then I will. I've done that. Or do I just click the hit dice thing?
Just click hit dice. You have 5 of them to
Make sure it is showing that it is
A
for your
D8.
proper.
Make sure it's the
It's
correct.
a D8.
Yeah.
It's a D8.
Okay. Yeah, because mine for some reason
Go
switched to
ahead.
D4 again.
Yeah, they all defaulted, didn't they?
Yeah. So you have
You-
4 more to use.
You can keep doing that until you're at full health, basically.
Yeah.
If you need to.
Should I put in the space of how many I've used, I presume?
Just go through them because you regain half of them at the start of a day, rounded down, so you will regain 2 at the start of the next morning if you survive.
Yeah, put how many you got left,
15.
basically.
Yeah, you got 3 more left. So basically, until you either like get to a cap. Bear in mind that this is before you subtract the 18 points of damage you take. So add all that up first, and then subtract the 18. I'm not a cruel god. I just like making you sweat. So how
I
do you
should
look?
be able to have one more, I think.
You have 2 more you could use.
Are you at full health?
I am now.
Perfect.
Good.
Now take away 18 health. Because I think that would have made a lot of a difference, yeah?
Probably.
The fact that he needed to use 4 hit dice to get to full health. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, yeah, so that's...
So, good news.
3.
The poison does not knock you unconscious.
Good.
You are not poisoned by its effect, because Kair failed that, but he did not get knocked out by it. And he rolled shit on his dice, so you only took 22 points, but it got reduced to 11. So that's a total of 18 points of damage you take from the piercing bolt and the poison. It just strikes into your side as you're running, and a big audible boom. Posey, you've been having your conversation, and you just hear a whah! Big thunderous eruption at the end of your conversation, and you look out, and you can just see. You can't really see anything, but you do hear it from a distance away, and you like peek over. Serenus, I'm going to say that lets you get to this set here. So move yourself. And you know he's on the top of that building, so if you cling to it, you might be able to, because there's a few hanging exteriors to the shops. You can just like crouch under them because you can't shoot through them. Once or twice, a bolt will come through them, but you can actually get through that relatively quickly.
Don't mind me.
Okay.
I might need this.
You might need it. Suppose you can begin to see, just like from your higher position at the very high point on the shop, you just see a figure across the road, like very faintly, like this very like you can almost just see like the movement of a figure shooting down at something, and you can begin hearing guards ringing out sounds, and the figure is going to make one final shot at you, Serenus, as you're running.
Okay.
Because I imagine at this point you're going to go into a full like bolt.
I was going to quickly stop and try and perform enhanced ability, bear's endurance on myself.
Okay, to give yourself increased con, is it?
Constitution check, and he also gains
2d6 temp HP. Smart
Yes.
boy. Okay,
Very
he's going to get
smart.
one final shot at you as you do that, and you essentially make it for the gap. Firing again. That hits you again. This time he did take a sharpshooter shot. So that is a total of 13 to hit you. And that's a total of, make a constitution save firstly to see how much.
Hold
you
on, let
take
me
that
just do
was.
my temp. Let me do my temp.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Roll 2d6.
How far away is the thing shooting at Serenus?
I'm going to say about 100 feet. You can only like see like the figure, just like you can more like see like a silhouette shooting downwards.
Okay.
You're not sure who he's shooting at, but you heard a thunder wave, so you know that it's a Judaic magic. Sarah, let's make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I'll let Serenus finish what he's doing. And then I have something.
And I do the advantage, don't I, because of bear endurance?
Let's see. Bear's endurance. Advantage on con saves. Con checks,
No,
not
con
saves.
checks.
Difference.
Ah, damn. That's okay.
But you do get 2d6 temporary HP, which is a lot.
You're true.
So make your con check. Save.
Nice.
Nice. So
Boy.
Yeah,
it would have
boy.
been a total of 38. But you succeeded on reducing 20 to 10, but it was a total of 18 from his bolt. So you take a total of 28 points of damage from that shot. Just shink. It gets basically
28?
gets lodged 28 through the shoulder and out like the lower part of the back. It literally like clips into your shoulder point, and you basically lose control of that arm and just screaming out in pain as you're running. Posey.
Okay. Okay, not in range for that either. I'm
Christ.
going to, because I share a room with Renara, don't I?
You do, yes, but you're currently still on top of the ceiling.
Yeah. Can I not necessarily get into the room, but at least bang on the window If I
would
can get into
say
the room, I will. But
if you want to make an acrobatics check to get down there quickly,
yeah.
go ahead and make an acrobatics check, Buzzy.
How long was from now till when we all split up and went
About-
ways?
About
How long has that been?
2 hours.
Oh yeah, when I was asleep.
Yeah. So, Runara, you are fast asleep in bed, and you can just hear dink as the window is open, and there's a Posey like barely clung into the inside of it, just like clung in on either side of it, just getting in. Basically kicked it open as you were there, and just like shot it by the bang.
Go outside. I think someone needs help. I can see something on the other roof.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back up.
I'll
You then
start heading
climb
out.
back up on the roof.
Yeah.
You make your way. You rush.
I'm trying to work out the wording on something.
I will say, Serenus, you can get to here now on your side. Or actually, I was going to say you're probably closer to here now because you're having to make your way across the road.
That's just a quick query.
Yes.
Sleeping in armor, in medium
Can't do it.
armor, would
Can't do
give
it.
me it'd mean I get exhaustion.
Yes,
Right?
it would.
Then I
it
wouldn't be sleeping in armor. Okay.
Yeah,
But
you have to
I'll
be
grab my
sleeping.
shield and I'll start running.
Someone's got to have an advantage to just jumping on you people at night when you're not
Yeah,
barbarians.
So if it's, I think light armor, you can sleep fine,
Except
right?
I
If remember
don't
correctly.
care.
I know you don't care, fucker. You're a warforged.
You are.
It's
armor.
something like it doesn't give you exhaustion, but you can't heal or something like that. It
You
actually
can't get
says-
rid of
yeah,
exhaustion.
it says
You
in
can't
one
get
of the
rid of
books or
exhaustion.
something, but yeah, it's not
Yeah,
good,
it's fine.
basically.
But
It's one of those
basically,
things where you're not going to be sleeping super comfortably.
It's fine. The real question was, would I be sleeping in armor? The answer
I
is
would
no.
say
That's
no.
fine. That's fine.
So you rush out. You're just like in a nightgown, more or less, rushing
Yeah.
out, or night pants. You can be in those. I don't mind. And I don't mean English pants. I mean like proper full leg
Yeah.
pants,
Like PJ pants. Yeah.
proper pants. You
Just
rush
call
out.
them trousers.
No,
Or pajamas. Pajamas is fine.
I'm just picturing her having like little heart symbols on all her pajamas.
Oh,
They're little, like, cartoon suns.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh, you know what it's like? Teletubbies' son. Teletubbies' son on everything. Just all art seed. So you're rushing, but Serenus, you're at that side of the street, and you can just hear that last. Ding. What do you do?
Right.
You currently have 2 bolts in you. One is literally through your shoulder and coming out, and it's just like out of your back. Like it's literally just gone through the shoulder. And it's out of your back slightly and jabbing into you every now and again as you move.
Okay.
It's fun to make challenges out of things, isn't it, guys? I love it myself. I think it's great.
That was straight out of files, by the way.
Thank you.
But
That's
I
okay.
wouldn't. But still, I'd have no armor.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had a reason to. So, Serenus,
How far away? Like, am I able to see this person at all?
you can just barely see the like. They're being very clever. They're only showing you the crossbow. Like, from their perspective, they can probably see you, but you can't really see them. You know the way like buildings height can just entirely hide you from someone. Once they can see you, you might not be able to see them. Runara,
But do I
think
know?
you-
Do I know the building they're on?
I'd say you. If you want to make a perception check, but if you do a perception check, it will cost your action.
Hmm.
Actually, fair point. I'm gonna make him make another stealth check because he's been moving, and I'm gonna see if this beats your passive. Which with 8 plus 10, yeah, I'm gonna say that beats your passive.
So I don't know which roof he's
You
on.
don't know which roof he's on. Runara, you'd be at the top of the stairs, about to make your way down.
Yeah, that was. I just moved
Getting
myself
up.
to show
Yeah,
that I'd
no,
be
I
on the
know.
way up. Yeah. Tell me when I'm outside and what I can see when I am.
You'd have to be outside at the end of this turn, and there's people who are active, like looking outside, like right now, going, "What the fuck?" Because they're all hearing the bang.
Mm-hmm.
I would say anyone here would have also heard the bang, by the way.
Okay.
Because from different perspectives of waking up or not, Runara got up because of Posey, but most of you guys would be like, what the?
Well,
mean,
I
yes.
would have been like, "There's movement." Off I go.
Kika's gonna
Because
look out the
I'm an
window.
inert. I just have to be inert.
Yeah, Posey, you do that, and Runara, you get outside the door, and there's already Wittek. Shink, shink.
Kika can pop out the window and essentially join Posey on the roof.
Sure. But right now, we're just focusing on Serenus. They're probably... The buildings they could be on are about 40 feet away from you. I'll say that much. Like, you could take a guess of, like, 1 or 2 buildings that they're on, but they're, like, 45 to 40 feet away from you. And you know your party is about 70 foot from you right now. Just because of the way that building perspectives work. Posey was, like, 100 feet away from him, but you have to go around it to get to them. What do you do, Master Serenus? Also, I like how Serenus is no longer trying to drink, and he's like, I'm going to have a nice, healthy walk at night.
I should have stuck to the alcohol.
The alcohol didn't stab me in the back, only the people I stole from cars. Come on, Serenus, I'm going to put you on the clock.
Right, okay. I'm going to... I'm going to... I'm stuck between 2 options in my head is all, so I'm just trying to think of the best one that would be helpful in this situation.
Just do whatever Serenus would
do. What you think you would do. No fear. Live in the moment. Come on, buddy.
Right, okay, so... I'm going to choose one of the roofs.
Yes.
Whichever, like, choose one of them.
I'm going to say roll a d20. I've the number decided in my head, and which number, like, which 1 out of 20 you get. Okay. Decides on which one you hit.
Yes,
and
okay. And I'm going to cast Ice Knife onto that.
Okay, to do
in
an
hopes,
ice explosion.
he hopes it explodes and distracts them. For a
Okay,
second.
click on Ice Knife there just so I can see its effects and its radiuses. Okay, and that's a dexterity save. Yeah, actually. Yeah. You watch as you just throw out the knife, and you can just hear the... you can just, like, as the knife is going out, you can just see the bolt about to hit it. You strike the front of the crossbow, and it shatters out, and you just say, ugh! So there's a brief moment where he's not about to fire, and you can run.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to run. Go run.
Because you have rolled a 25.
Go,
I'm going to, like... So, Serenus, you bolt back to the, like, outside of the gladiator and the fishmonger. As you do, Runara and Wittig are both just ding, 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 just charging down there. There's just fucking Titanborn running his way down.
Actually, because it hit him, shall I do the damage for that?
No, because he has evasion and he rolled a high enough dex check.
Okay, just checking.
That was more of a case of shit!
Well, there is an on-hit damage as well.
Yes, but it didn't hit him, it hit the building. Because it couldn't see him. I was just going to be like, for flair, it hits the crossbow. And makes him have to duck.
Fair enough.
Right, okay, so yeah. I reach the thing and like, bad sniper.
I interpose myself.
I'm just gonna, and I'm just gonna just burst through the door of the inn, and I'm just gonna fall on the ground.
Go ahead, Posey. Try to pew him. He has half cover, so he's got a bonus to his AC, but fire away.
Literally all I can think of to do is this, which is not a good roll.
Another attack. You get another attack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at this level. Has 2 blasts.
Go on, you warlock fucker. Shoot her!
I still don't know how anything works.
That's better.
That hits!
That's
roll
better.
Okay,
roll,
I'll do
roll
this and then I'll
damage.
just like duck down.
Yeah, because if I'm on the roof next to her, I'm basically gonna mimic her and do the same.
You can both go ahead. So I'm gonna say your first shot it misses as the ice blasts out, but the second one he's just about to take his way up, and you can just see he's got like this kind of like weird mask, and you bash the mask more or less, and a portion of it gets cracked, and the face like, bah! That also hits.
See that everybody's shooting at him. Would I also be able to shoot a firebolt at him?
No. Give you an idea.
You had to run down. When you were
Yeah,
To give you an idea, Wittig, I'll explain. They're on the top of this roof. They can see him at the top of that roof.
We're on the
They're
same
the
level.
roof between you and him. Yeah, they're on the same level. So that was 7 damage. So 2 blasts do hit him, and he tries to like aim, and he begins like aiming towards Posey, and he does, as he does, he gets a strike right into the chest, back from the Eldritch Blast. And at this point, he's realizing he's getting shot at, and he is going to turn tail and run. Yeah, all 3 angels are Charlie's angels. Yeah. They're all Legacy's angels. Morning, Legacy.
There's like a moment where Kika like steps towards the edge of the roof and her wings flare, and then she like pauses and the wings flatten back down again. Like she was gonna take off, but then didn't.
Oh, he is so lucky. He is so lucky. There was a 1 and a 20 in that roll.
Lo was preparing a shot, but he's all...
You're nowhere near this.
No? Okay.
No. They were able to get to the roof, so they could take a shot. If you were anywhere, you'd be down where Serenus and Whitakar and Runara. You would not have been able to take a shot at this.
Okay, no props. I just wanted clarification on that anyway, so all I was saying is if anyone saw Lo...
Unfortunately not. You would have been able to take a shot, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All I was going to say was, if anyone was seeing Lo right now, he is full tiefling out.
Yeah. Fangs out, don't give a fuck, forked tongue. Tail and all. Yeah, anyone who's seen like a deer molt and they've got the bloody mess to the top of their head? Yeah, he was preparing to do that to this fucker. I'm gonna go your ass.
But
I'm not going to go into what was wrong with that statement.
Phrasing. Anyway. So yeah, basically gonna then interpose myself just in case for whatever reason there happens to be something else coming.
You depose yourself. Serenus just collapses down in the bar, and you just hear people going, "Ooh," as more or less there's people who begin like clouding up around him from like different onlookers until the owners of the bar step in and just begin shoving people entirely out of the way.
I'm just going to turn my head to the side. Like, could somebody take these bolts out of me, please?
Lo will approach and will cast a healing word.
No.
No. We learned from before. Do not remove them.
I
didn't say I was
healing word them.
I was going to healing word.
But the thing is I have to break the bolts before you can heal the actual portions that have been shot through.
It really hurts.
Alright, Serenus.
Yeah.
Take this rag, put it in your mouth.
Oh no.
Oh, buddy!
And bite down. Right? Break the fucking bolt.
Make a medicine check.
I'll help with a guidance.
I'm gonna say with the assistance.
Oh, sorry.
Make it again with advantage. Roll once more, and you have guidance. I'm gonna say because other people are assisting you in this.
Okay, yeah. That's...
Never mind. Take the 11 or D4.
What is it? A D4?
D4.
Yeah.
Okay, so 15.
And you make the DC. You manage to break it and safely remove it. The other one went through flesh and through meat and bone, so you can literally just take the end that is like the bolt that is producing out through it. Just to give you an idea, that's his shoulder, and it went through his shoulder. Like, to give you an idea, it went through and out.
Just put it out the other side.
Yeah,
That one, I'll
pop it up.
pull it out.
Hurts like a bitch.
Right.
Penny.
Healing word for 6 onto Serenus.
Yeah, I accidentally sent that to you, so...
It's okay. That's why I'm declaring it. It's a healing.
I get 6 health back?
Yeah. Hurts like a bitch. You hurt like a bitch.
I'm just gonna spit the rag out, like, could somebody please get me some alcohol?
Oh, yes.
The the bar owners this time, not going to question it because you have come in shot. Literally.
I just want somebody would just roll me onto my back.
I will say this: Posey and Kika, make perception checks for me, please.
Oh god. We were too busy
I'm
memeing.
in danger.
Yes, you are.
We were too busy memeing in the chat.
I can't even tell which one you're memeing in.
Our
Okay.
private one.
The
Kika,
chat where the memes go.
That's just me and Curl's DMs.
where the wild memes are. Posey, I will actually say both of you will see this because it's not that subtle. You can see just flying over the sky. Now there's been a thunder wave and everything. You just see a streak of red over the sky, just like flame in the air.
We should go off this roof and back into the building.
I would second
And these
that.
long red wings are expanded out from the back of it.
Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Go back into the
Go
building.
back into-
Somebody is out looking for whoever fucking woke her up from her nap. That's an unhealthy
Going
life
back
choice.
into the building.
I was gonna say it felt bad to just let him get away like that, but it doesn't feel so bad anymore.
you have to know when to follow things and when that's a bad idea. With the amount of bleeding, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I did. I thought for a moment, but then I thought probably not.
We should go check to make sure everything's okay.
Now we have to make a really fun roll.
That's-
Can he hide from legacy?
So Serenus,
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
I understand. Yes, a healthy walk is good, but you do realize the situation we are in, and that you went out alone at night, and how that was a bad idea. Now, yes.
Look. I didn't want to drink tonight, and I thought a small walk would be fine. I
Oh.
He might be in trouble.
Queen!
He is in trouble.
Note to self. Just I'm just gonna stay and just drink again.
24.
Rip.
Now, Serenus, I will say yes. A healthy walk is definitely needed. However, when we are being being pursued by a cult in this town that we've been again fucking with entirely as well, that may not be a good idea. Just so you know.
I just wanted to take my government-issued walk of the day.
I just made that meme!
Well,
Speaking of government-issued walks, as you guys are all there talking to each other, you can just see a plume of red out in the distance. And hear a large explosion.
Well, I think that problem has been dealt with now.
Oh, jeez.
So-
Okay, wait, can you get this guy upstairs, please?
Each level fireball. Fucking dodge this.
Or
Yeah.
evasion.
F in the chats, boys.
No, this man deserves no respect.
Yeah, no.
No F's for you.
Only F he got was fireball.
Just fireball.
Anyway,
If you can get him upstairs into the same room with the rest of us, we're gonna have to stay in the same room to keep a watch.
I'll freaking just fireman carry him upstairs.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
After about 2 minutes of like you guys there, and by the way, it would have taken you about 2 minutes to take care of the skin or take care of the wound and everything. As you guys begin to fireman carry him, you just see dust kicking up around the outside of the tavern, and there at the entrance to the tavern is horns spiked, produced, flame to the top, wings aloft and stretched, crossbow dropped. Some dumb bitch dropped this, and now he's no more. So, whoever woke me up from a nap, you either did a marvelous job, or you're a moron. If it was him, he's a moron. If it's one of you, marvelous job.
Moron.
Looks at
As
the wall.
I turn him around to show the wounds on his back. Yep. And then continue upstairs.
Low isn't away.
Yeah, bring him here. Bring him here.
Oh, never mind.
Easy, little master. I'll take care of the boy. You've already hurt a lot, haven't you?
Is he gonna be okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you go nap now. And she just like puts her hand over your face for a brief moment, and there's a moment where you're just like not conscious. And in that moment where you're not conscious, she just like puts her finger to your back, and everyone else can hear a sizzle.
Ooh.
When you wake up, there is no pain on your backs where The wounds came in or came out, mostly because the nerve endings have been seared off. But they've also been closed. You can just smell someone's cooking a steak.
But now you got a really badass scar.
You have 3 really badass scars.
3 really badass scars. I went to port last and all I got were these badass scars.
Badass scars.
Okay. He's okay. He'll be fine. The poison didn't really affect him, and it's more of a lingering issue where if it gets to linger in the body, but I kind of burnt it out of him.
That's good.
Oh, thanks.
You're asleep.
No, he woke up again. It was just enough just for me to get the 3 burns in.
Can you put him to sleep again?
Not really. Certain people have resistances to that, and as somebody who knows this very well, if you do it to a toddler too much, they build an immunity to it. She just like has 1,000 yards.
You that face.
1,000 yards arrow. I've been using it a lot. If you use it too much, it stops working. It's a rare treat.
Right.
Daz.
Okay.
Daz.
Yes.
What type of crossbow is it?
It is. It is a heavy repeating crossbow. It doesn't have a strength requirement, but you can either, and I'll say, because you are a person who's experienced in the use of crossbows, if you were to examine it, which you made your way down, I imagine you would do, it has...
Yeah, I'm not interacting with this conversation. I just want to see what that crossbow
You're
is
just
like.
looking at the crossbow. D10
Just like-
points damage. You only need to reload it every 5 shots.
Okay.
Or, if you have 1 shot in it, you can wind it back to have the same effect as a sharpshooter's, meaning you get a -5 to the attack roll, plus 10 to damage. It is a +1 magical weapon.
Nice.
I will say you would have had King look at it, and they would convey this to you.
Just gonna check something. But I'm holding
It has a range of... Hang on, what's the range of a heavy crossbow again? Just going to check.
The range of a heavy crossbow is
120?
100/400.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
better than
Yeah.
my light.
It is better. It's pretty much a heavy crossbow +1. But it also has the sharpshooter effect built into it.
Is there any poison bolts for that?
No.
If there was...
I feel like they would have been confiscated.
I think they're
true,
they're
true.
either in Serenus's back or in Legacy's
Or
pocket.
Legacy's pocket.
Or they were disintegrated
Or
on
vapor
contact,
arms,
and
yeah.
this is the only thing that wasn't disintegrated on contact.
Because
Because
it's
it's
magic.
Because what's the magic word again? Oh, what's that word? That wonderful word.
Just fireball. Just fireball.
It's not fireball. It's not fireball. What's that magic word?
I
Incinerate, I think
Kill?
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the fun
He
one.
won't be up in
Yeah.
fireball distance.
If no one stops me, I will take this crossbow.
Nope.
Everyone is looking at Legacy, and nobody's dumb enough to look away from her for more than 5 seconds. So you can definitely take that crossbow.
I'm just picturing now, like everyone's all like serious, like wondering what's happening, and then just
Mark down that
Poke
you
comes
have
in and just slowly drags it away to her, like no one's looking, just slowly
now.
puts it behind her back, like
There's some people who will definitely notice
Basically,
it, but nobody's going to question it being taken.
Yeah.
Mark down that you have the broken bolt.
literally what I was just writing. That worked out.
It is called the Broken Bolt because it is Cage Lobo's personal crossbow, and he had the title, so that's where it came from.
Well, it was Cage's.
Formally.
Now it's mine.
The artist formerly known as Cage, now
Cage.
known as Cinders.
You have to turn up for me, isn't it?
Oh
Because I think we're gonna have a pantomime.
Hey.
So what exactly happened, Serenus?
well, I went for a walk just around town. You know, I wanted to just kind of survey, just you know, just see if there's anything about, you know, mainly for tomorrow. If there's anything I just want to quickly. And then I noticed I felt something, and then something was shot at me, and kept being shot. I turned into a squirrel for a time being.
That's a cool trick.
Yeah, and then I was kind of cornered. So I thought, if I make a big noise, a lot of people are going to hear it.
Yes, I
pretty
heard
smart.
it, darling.
Yeah,
Yes,
see, that was my
plenty.
plan. And then
Legacy is just taking somebody's mug of ale.
and then I kept jumping from building, underneath a building and stuff like that until finally I was close enough to be able to get there. However, just before I was opposite the tavern, I tried to throw ice knife at one of the buildings, thinking it was them. I couldn't really see, but wherever I hit, it caused him to not hit me. So I'm alive right now.
Good.
What health were you on, buddy, before you got in?
I very much prefer
Oh,
you alive.
I was on 6 HP.
God.
Jesus.
Jesus. So,
Had you failed the DC of 13 to a total of 8, you would have been knocked unconscious by that poison.
cool, and the next session would have been a rescue mission.
Yes, it would have. Yes, it would have. That would have been fun.
High five for derailing the DM's plans.
Hell yeah! All because I aimed for the right building. I think.
Yep, you did. You did. You aimed for the right building.
Nice one.
I was either going to do. I didn't know how to do ice knife or produce flame.
Ice
flame
knife
do
was
it.
a better choice.
The idea with the produce flame was if I aimed for the right building, the emitting of light, because it's so dark, would obscure his vision.
Well, he was a drow, so that would have done a little bit, but not much. But the ice knife was a better choice.
Okay.
And I say he was a drow because redacted.
Right.
Okay.
Well done,
I'm
Sanders.
going to take Cernus here upstairs, put him into a bed, give him a small alcohol beverage, and put him to sleep.
I think he deserves a little bit to numb it.
Sounds like a plan.
Just actually, darlings, get down the quadruple.
Quadroon what?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no.
She looks to the owners of the bar look towards her, and she does a nod to say, Queen. So she reaches up, gets down the keg, pours it, and an aroma just hits the room. It's like the smell of perfectly warmed hearth after a long cold trek just hits you all. It's just a mug. And if anyone has ever seen and I say this as no insult to you, but you know the thing of a pig where its nose is just out of the blanket and it smells the biscuit? It's kind of like Cernus right now. It's just you drink it back. You get to heal for 3d6.
Yep, that's a bugsman.
It's a Bugman's.
That's a button. And whilst it has no effect on you currently, you would have gotten that as an increase to your maximum health. And well, it won't last because you're going for a long rest right now.
Yeah.
But it would have made you have resistance or advantage on wisdom saves, immunity to poisons, and so on. Had a lot of powerful effects.
Basically, a hero's feast in a drink.
Yeah, here's
So I heal for 6 HP.
you heal for 4.
It's famous along the Sword Coast.
Yes, it is. Anyone who has it rarely gets it out, but when a queen says, "Give the boy the drink," and Cernus, you have never in your life tasted something that was so. What's a good analogy? Because drinks in IRL, different people have different tastes. It's almost like what's a very good example for it. If you ever remember the film Ratatouille, where the food taster tastes the food that got prepared for him and immediately gets brought back to his mother's cooking. It's akin to that. We just remember Reynolds just preparing, it was simple, but there were warm, hearty things. It's taste of home in a mug. And you just drink it back, and it is filling to the point of you couldn't have another drink. You wouldn't want another drink. It's one of those things where it's such a good meal you wouldn't want to eat again, because you'd be like, it would spoil it, and you're just contently on Wittick's shoulder.
I think It's
Yep.
time for me to sleep.
Yep, those are the waterworks, darling. Off you go to bed. Go rest. Plug that, or get me a cup, and put it back up. Any darlings want to have a talk with me, or are we all lovely tonight?
I think we'll need some rest.
Yes. Anything else that tries to come near them is going to have to answer to me. And I just killed one of the most dangerous thugs in the city. On a whim.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good night, everyone. Good night, darlings. As she runs her chin, her finger just through the across the chin underneath the side of it of Sharok, who just has that lingered on thing as the fingers no.
Yas, queen.
And she exits.
Does she take the corpse of what's his face
There
with her?
was no
There was no corpse.
Oh.
because there was no
It was
corpse.
just that crossbow. That's
She
it.
just came
Right.
back with a crossbow.
Sorry,
Because that was all she left to the bastard.
Let's sleep.
Let's all go to the
Yeah.
same room. We'll keep someone on watch, but let the rest of us sleep.
Witting
Lo-
and King go on to their card games for the night of looking at the door, playing between each other.
Lo just tries to get out of that lounge as quickly as he possibly can.
Which is not difficult for you to do. You all kind of woke up, and half of you have half your clothes on and all that because you're literally out of bed oh to God. So you have that kind of a big heart-shaped puff almost on your chest of chest hair. Loyalty.
Yeah.
And pretty much just literally just a barely covering yourself with almost a jacket as a morning robe kind of thing. You're just puffing out. Looks good.
He's just bolted right upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Just
But everyone does try to go back to the same room, so I imagine somebody does prod you to try and get you into theirs. It's my girlfriend. You better believe I'm going to do it, Curls. Don't you shake your head at me.
Oh no, wait, there's not enough pillows in this room for us.
I'm going to destroy
oh
you.
wow.
I feel like at some point Gregor's gonna stick his head out and is like, boys in one room, girls in the other.
No, Gregor has not come back since Legacy sent him off.
Oh yeah, I forgot he'd gone.
He's gone.
I forgot he'd gone.
Uncle Gregor ain't here to control you all. You just got Winnick.
Kika's staying with Kaya because she don't care about anything else.
Mm. So everyone piles into character room?
Oh.
Aww.
There are two beds.
Sleep.
Sleepover.
There are two beds, and there is the thing of you all coming in, and everyone has had that where a roommate comes in, it's really late, he just takes the pillow and just over his head.
The roommate steals pillows from the lounge, makes
I
a pillow
will
nest.
bite anyone who takes my pillows.
You
We'll
sit
just
and
drag
play
all the-
Hustle
we'll
Cat
drag all
for
the
an
bedding
evening.
in.
Wait, what?
We'll drag all the bedding in from our own rooms and
Yep.
create a little pillow fort.
You going to bed? Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna be a cute little pillow fort sleepover.
Yeah, basically, big old pillow fort.
Is this the found family trope?
Weird, because most of you have decent families. Most.
Yeah, sure.
There's always room for more family.
Yeah.
Gee, Kika, why does the DM that you have so much of a family?
Cause I'm baby.
Everyone stays in together.
No.
Mhm.
Well, except Lo, who's crying in front of a mirror right now.
Yep. The horns are out.
Hey. Hey. You okay?
I'm an elf. I'm an elf. I'm an elf. I'm an elf.
Hey.
This isn't real. I'm an elf. I'm an elf.
Loyalty.
I will say this is from the other side of the door.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on. Hang on. I'm not decent. Hang on. Hang on. And he tries to adjust everything and forgets to put the mask on and just opens the door and just goes, yep.
We're We're all going in one room for safety.
Okay.
Make a deception check, Lo. Make an insight check, Kika. Against the bard, God help you.
Not good at insight.
No. Very tense. He's like has that moment of, all this was a lot, and he just needed a moment to step away. But he's better. He's fine. He says he's fine. He's fine.
I'm really scared as well. What's happened today?
Yeah.
You don't have to be scared
Yeah.
though. We're all going in the same room now.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some sleep, and then we're gonna go in the morning.
Yeah. But listen, okay? Listen.
Hmm?
Listen.
Hmm?
Your boy, Kayak.
My brother, yeah.
I think he's gonna be fine.
I know. He's always fine. I just wish that he could stay, but he can't.
Yeah, but you know where he always is, don't you?
Hmm?
And Lo just sort of taps very, very delicately at her heart.
No.
He's always there. Yeah?
Thanks.
Right. How many drinks am I bringing in from downstairs now?
None. We're going to sleep. Loyalty. Everybody's really tired.
Okay, cool. Okay. Lead the way.
All of one room away.
Points at door.
You know what I mean. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And Lo, still not realizing that he's put his clothes on, in inverted commas, just approaches.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Loyalty.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What happened earlier in the sewer?
Oh, that. Yeah. That's just that's the show. You see, because that's my job. I tell stories and I put on costumes and stuff like that, and it just comes in handy, you know.
Oh, it was really handy. It was really handy. I was just curious because that was really, really different.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been.
No.
I'm sorry. No,
Yeah.
forget about it. It doesn't matter.
No, you're good. I didn't really want you to see it, 'cause sometimes I can be really, really scary, or sometimes I can be, you know, the handsome, charismatic man that I always am, you know. But, yeah, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes I have to be scary, and luckily I was able to get you out of there with nary a scratch. Yeah, don't worry though. I'm an elf. It's fine.
Sure. You know it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, well, there's. We won't go into that now.
No, I'm sorry. I
It's
don't mean to.
You're good. You're okay.
I just wanted to make sure you're okay, because sometimes you. No, let's just go. Let's just go and go to sleep, because it's been a long day.
I'm fine. Okay, I'm just fine. Don't worry about me. I'm okay.
I know, because I'm fine as well.
Good. We're fine folks, you and I. Yes. Now come on, sleepover. Let's do it.
Okay, so roll for painting nails.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
They were roommates.
You just hear Cat go, Oh my god, they were roommates. And you all have your night's rest together.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to call the session.
Will this be a long rest?
We'll say you
Yep.
get up in the morning with your longer rest.
Oh, thank God, I'm not on 9 HP anymore.
Oh God.
Never say I'm a cruel man when I say you can fucking get your rolls in there, Holly. Just
What?
be ready for the fact that next time you get a short rest, you might want to use your hit dice.
Okay, so how many hit dice get?
Half.
You get half of them back at the start of the day.
So if I have 5 hit dice as my total, then that's what, 2?
You've
Is it
used
rounded
how
up
many
or
you've
down?
used.
Half of your total back.
Yeah.
So, if
So
you-
it's I round it down because it
Okay,
makes
just
more
two.
sense.
Sorry,
So
I
you'd
wrote
have
it
gotten 2 back. So I think you rolled
Okay.
4, so you have 3
back.
total now.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, so long as you don't use hit dice, you'll get them all back.
Okay.
And what to say? Everyone apart from Wittig gets 108 gold.
Yes.
I'll do that first thing in the morning, but you'll get it
Yes.
108.
Now,
Got it.
now Kika has 108 gold. It
Yay!
had no money.
So that's 65 share between everybody. So
650, yeah boy.
134 gold.
Yeah.
And with that, we will end the session. Thank you all so much for watching these bunch of misfits walk out into the middle of the night when there's an assassin out in there. But due to hilarious circumstances of one person who doesn't eat sleep and who's fucking paranoid as all hell, hears one thunderbolt and goes, "Who the fuck woke me up?"
I think you handled that really well, so
You handled that
congrats,
marvelously.
dude. That was very
I'm
well done.
genuinely pleased that you handled that the way you did, because that was one of those moments of
It was very
I'm
well
gonna
done.
put you under pressure and let's see what you do. And you did well.
I
Hell yeah.
I do believe we have had the D&D players' first trial
Yes.
by fire.
Trial by fire, yeah.
Yeah.
I will just say though, for future, next time I declare a short rest, roll your hit dice, because guess what, kiddies? Next time I won't go easy.
In our
Okay.
defense, you didn't technically say the words, you guys have
I
a short
did.
rest.
Rest.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure
you-
you did. Pretty sure.
No, I asked. Are we having a short rest? Usually, like
We had a
when-
short rest before the
and
sewer.
no, like when we was in the what's his face's house, I was like, "Is this a short rest?" And he was like, "When it finishes, then you can roll hit dice." But you didn't tell us when
Yes.
it finished, when the short rest finished. But it's
Fair enough.
Semantics. Goodbye, everybody.
fine.
Good night.
Could be.
Bye.
So long, farewell, adios, goodbye.